Right now, all eyes are on Wisconsin, where the voters are determining whether to keep incumbent Governor Scott Walker or replace him with Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett. Many see this election as a referendum, not just for Governor Scott Walker, but also the policies that he tried to implement to curb public employee unions' negotiating power over their contracts. Because of the national ramifications of what's going on in Wisconsin, the Reason-Rupe Poll actually went into Wisconsin and surveyed about 700 Wisconsin residents to find out what they think about the controversial law and also how they plan to vote on June 5th. Part of Wisconsin Act 10 was to ask public employee unions to increase what they contribute to their own health care from 6% to 12% to the cost of their health care. Overwhelmingly, Wisconsin voters approve of this provision. A lot of polls in 2011 came out asking people if they favor or opposed reducing collective bargaining rights of public employee unions, and overwhelmingly people said no. We asked the same question but didn't use the word rights. All we said was, would you favor or oppose limiting collective bargaining? The results flip, and then a majority favor limiting collective bargaining. Interestingly, Governor Walker exempted public safety unions, those firefighters and police officers, from some of the most controversial aspects of the law. So we asked Wisconsin residents what they thought, and a majority opposed exempting them from the law. Proponents of the law say that public employee unions have too much political power, and thus to reform public employee unions, that power needs to be limited. So we asked Wisconsin residents if public employee unions, when negotiating their contracts, have too much power, not enough power, or about the right amount. And we found a plurality said that public employee unions had too much power in negotiating their contracts. However, a plurality is not a majority, and in part this is indicative of many people not knowing what collective bargaining actually is. And if you don't know what it is, it's hard to determine if someone has too much power. These results tell us that Wisconsin voters aren't quite ready to oust Governor Scott Walker from office. In fact, 50% plan to vote for him on June 5th. This is especially interesting given that President Barack Obama leads Mitt Romney in the state by 10 percentage points in the presidential election. In fact, a quarter of those who plan to vote for Scott Walker have a favorable opinion of President Obama. The fact that many Walker supporters also support President Barack Obama demonstrates that the desire to reform public employee unions extends beyond partisan lines.